Hi everyone, it's Margaret Manning here with 60 and Me. Thanks so much for being here today. I hope that you're doing great wherever you are. I'm having a great morning so far. I have got my cup of tea in my red mug. I'm having my just English breakfast. One of my classics, but I love it. It makes me feel like I'm ready to face the day. I hope that you do too. This is challenging times. We know it's hard, lots of things going on, and hopefully you're feeling secure and, just centered. I think we worry about so many things in our lives, but when it gets right down to it, there's only a few things to really care about. One is family, people that we love and that we care about, and the other is our own health and well-being. Maybe we even need to put those on the same level because, I just think that we can do so much to enrich and support each other just by being kind to ourselves. And I think sometimes that we forget that. And in fact, it reminds me of our beautiful deck of cards, our inspirational cards called Aging Beautifully. I was looking at the cards this morning and I really saw a few that they seem to come just when you're thinking about it. And mine were, these are the three I picked up. I picked up Cherish Your Family. That was an important one to remember. And forgive myself, forgive yourself. So those are really two powerful ones. And then this one was learn to trust again. And I think that probably applies to so many people that we build up defenses over the years and learning how to trust ourselves. So those are just three of these beautiful cards. There's 46 of them. And on the back is a little paragraph that I wrote to kind of talk about each one and to inspire you to really focus on it and give you actionable ideas for getting out there in the world. So it's hopefully a good reminder. So anyway, today is a day to talk about something fun and frivolous, though. I'm in the mood for fashion. I just feel like it's getting to be, where I am, a little spring-like and time for just thinking about something that's maybe an important concept, and perhaps you've not thought about it yourself yet, which is style versus fashion. One of our very good interviewees, I interviewed this lady about, 4 years ago, Judith Boyd. She's the style crone. I interviewed her when she was just getting started with her website and Instagram account, and she is now a mega star. She is just doing so well. She is walking the fashion shows in New York City. She is being approached by all kinds of fashion houses to model their clothing. She lives in Denver, and she goes out to the park with her photographer and just takes pictures of herself in these beautiful clothes. And she's so inspirational. And she wrote this in one of her Instagram posts. It says something like, "What you wear is fashion. Who you are is style." And I read that, and it was just such a great thing to remember that we can buy fashion, we can buy trends, we can look great in different colors, but what we really are is the style that we exude. That is us. We are who we are. And our style is something, I think, when you get to be a little older, that comes naturally. We know what looks good on our bodies. We know what colors we feel good in. And it's not even so much what we look good in, it's what we feel good in. And it's not about keeping up with the latest trend although, and I will talk about this later, incorporating trends into what you know is your classic look, your signature style, is okay too. That's great. We know our bodies, we know our strengths, we know when it feels good. We know when we feel confident in the clothes that we wear. Now, Susan Honeygood is one of our bloggers, and she wrote an article on this about essentials for dressing stylishly in our 60s. And she has just a few ideas that I think really resonate. You could probably think of some too. But here's her 5 essential tips for being bold and vibrant and just comfortable in your skin and your clothes. And the first one is to recognize that clothes go in cycles. What's old is new again. And if you probably walk down the streets these days, you're seeing a lot of millennials wearing clothes that you were wearing when you were a teenager or in your 20s and 30s. This is because I think there are basic elements of fashion that repeat themselves, and people experiment with them, and then they just go from season to season wearing that same style. And so, like, for example, think culotte pants and midi skirts skirts, midi skirts are back everywhere. And we used to wear those with short boots. Do you remember? I mean, that was what I lived in my 20s. And it's things like casual blazers, wearing a blazer over jeans and wearing a blazer over a dress, mixing it up, but using that same shortcut, tailored blazer. They're everywhere. So these are some of the trends that you upcycled, recycled, reused. And of course, fabric is now getting more refined, and maybe some of you will say it's getting more processed, and it is, but you can buy reasonably inexpensively now clothes that do last. I mean, always, and I think this is a good rule, to buy quality over quantity if you can. I'm not so hot on high street fashion, although I do like bits of it, scarves and accessories. But the thing is, there's what is old is new. It comes back around. So get what suits you and get what you like, and that's your style. Mix and match them. Try leather with pearls, velvet embroidery, use brooches and necklaces to accentuate something very simple. I do that a lot. I like just like very simple tops and maybe a sparkly, this isn't too sparkly, but shiny necklace. And use your creativity. Now, I interviewed someone, Susie Grant, who is a really sweet woman, and she's a blogger, a fashion blogger. She does a lot of vintage kind of clothes. And she told me a trick, and I want to show this to you because I did it with one of my sweaters. She told me a trick of taking a sweater, just a regular button-up sweater, and she said, instead of wearing it front to front, or opening to the front, to wear it backwards. So you take the sweater and put it the other way around. And then you get a beautiful line that you can put a necklace on, or accentuate with a brooch, or do something even more fun, which is something I did with this sweater, which is to put buttons that are decorative. So I put decorative buttons on my, can you see? I'll put it up a bit. Different colored buttons all the way down the sweater. And they are so sweet. And the thing about this is you can wear the sweater to the front, just like a sweater, but with the different color buttons. Or you can turn it around and have the colored buttons down the back. And that is pretty cute. If you actually are walking away and you've got that little look of that shiny buttons on the back, you can take a very old little cardigan like this, and we have lots of those around, and turn them into quite unique pieces of fashion. And that's kind of my style. So that's one thing you can do. And, another thing is to stick to the basics and then embellish. So I've got probably 3 black sweaters. I'm a black sweater girl. But this is what I did with one of them. I'll show you. It's a similar thing. I took this black sweater, and I think it was like $14 or something at H&M. It's a very good quality one. It's nice and thick. And it's got a lower V-neck, this one. I should actually have showed you that. It's got a lower V-neck in the front. Can you see? And so at the front, it's quite nice. You can just wear it with a white shirt, or with this blue. It's quite nice, just a black sweater. But I embellished it with buttons. I did the same thing. And I took, if you can see these, little sparkly buttons. I don't know if you can see those. They're kind of far apart. There they are. They're little sparkly buttons. And they're lovely because when you put this on backwards, the V goes down your back, and then you've got like 4 or 5 buttons. I'll just try to hold it up. Down the back of the sweater. And you can't really see this very well, but they're very sweet and sparkly. But that's another idea. Just take something very basic, like a black sweater, and put some colorful buttons or sparkly buttons. Do something unique with that basic outfit that you love. So then there's another point I made here. There's a woman called Justine Leconte. I've mentioned her before, and lots of you know her. She's actually French, lives in Germany, but she is a blogger on YouTube. She is amazing for this whole concept of having a basic wardrobe that you embellish. Justine Leconte, and her videos are wonderful. She's got tons, 500,000 viewers, lots of people follow her, but you get great ideas from her to do these types of things, more with classic jewelry. She's more of a French style classic jewelry, but great ideas. Update your layers is another thing that Susan talks about, using cropped jackets or wrapped coats, another idea. She says another thing you can do is shoes. Use shoes to make a very simple, elegant outfit pop. And I've got them somewhere. Just a minute. I have to go down and get these. I forgot I put them on the floor. But if you have a very simple black dress, you can put these little guys. Put some leather, some animal print shoes. They're nice with jeans too. Super comfortable, very flat, of course. That's my flat shoe. But that's another idea. And a red shoe on any outfit makes it pop. And I think that's really sweet too. So I think that wearing your confidence on your sleeve, literally, wearing a sleeve of confidence, color, design, style, just help communicate and manifest your style. And that's how you do it in your 60s, I think. Take all that knowledge you've accumulated and just make it your own. So I always ask this question, and I like to try it one more time because I love the answers you give us, which is, can you describe your style in 3 words? 3 words. I actually got mine down to 2, which was cultured bohemian. I love my pearls, but I'm a bohemian dresser. So cultured bohemian, what are your 3 words that describe your style? And what do you think? I mean, do you think that, what is your favorite item of clothing? Do you think that you have identified your style? Leave your comments in the section below. Let's have a great conversation on this. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. Actually, I did find a card that I wanted to show out of our deck, which is exactly this, which is find your own style. That's what I'd like to encourage you to do. Find your own style and then share it with us in the comments below. Take good care, everybody. Have a super day. Have a wonderful time wherever you're going, whatever you're doing, and just walk in style. Walk with confidence. Take good care. Bye-bye for now.